A very warm welcome to Springfield Park this afternoon in what's going to be an historic day in the life and times of Wigan Athletic. A carnival atmosphere here at Springfield Park, which could see the Latics lift the third division trophy for the first time in their history. And how fitting that the opponents are Mansfield Town, who of course were the last time the opponents last time the Latics got promoted in the old third division. A 3-2 scoreline that day ensured promotion for the Latics, and something similar this afternoon will send home a near 7,000 crowd here home very happy indeed. Adding to the carnival atmosphere this afternoon, there's a following of some 350 supporters from Mansfield who are very, very loud. Plenty of vocal support for the Stags, but I'm sure the Latics will be encouraged by the bumper crowd here, and we just hope that the performance is fitting to the atmosphere. I'll now hand you over to Owen, who will run through the teams for you.
Thank you, Stuart. On this big day for Wigan Athletic, already promoted of course, and that's the main thing, but the championship will be so great, and it's here, and it's just up to Latics to get the win that they need to take that championship from Fulham. Of course, on with the teams now, and it's the same lineup as beat Torquay at Plainmoor, 3-0 last week. In goal, we're going to have Lee Butler, 2 still on loan from Manchester United, Pat McGibbon, 3 is Kevin Sharp, captain Colin Greenall wears 4, Charlie Bishop is 5, Roberto Martinez wears 6, Isidro Diaz 7, top scorer Graham Jones with 33 strikes this season, he wears number 8, Graham Lancashire, great to see him in at number 9, Paul Rogers at 10, and David Lowe retains his place at number 11. Substitutes Wayne Biggins, John Pender and Andy Saville. The Mansfield side, they've been Bowling in goal, Tony Ford wears 2, 3 Steve Harper, captain Stuart Watkins wears 4, Scott Eustace 5, 6 Warren Hackett, 7 Ben Sedgemore, 8 Darrell Clark, 9 Ryan Williams, 10 Stuart Hadley scored a hat-trick there last season, 11 John Doolan, substitutes Simon Wood, Ryan Williams and Lee Holbrook. The referee for this afternoon's historic game is Mr Roger Fernandez, and he's from Doncaster. His lines for Mr Eastwood and Mr Evans, and I'll hand you over to Stuart now for match commentary.
Okay, it's Mansfield Town who get the game underway, kicking from left to right, and immediately the ball out of play. Well, we mentioned early, it's an historic day for Wigan this afternoon. The first opportunity to win a major championship since the Northern Premier League days. Of course, they won the Freight Rover Trophy in 1985, but since then have languished in mid-table of many of the divisions, and it really is a carnival atmosphere this afternoon, Owen.
Yes, it's a fantastic atmosphere, but the Mansfield fans have made it that way as well. They've come here to have a great time, and as they're singing a few moments ago, we've come to spoil your party. Let's hope it's not that, but they're enjoying their day and they'll enjoy it no matter what. But the Latics fans have filled this ground, taken over the away end as well, and it's a great atmosphere, and let's hope we have a game to match it on a superb pitch, it has to be said.
Graham Lancashire back in the Wigan side this afternoon, contesting that early ball. He played in the 3-0 victory at Plainmoor. Maybe looking to establish himself back in the first team ranks. Well, Latics have fiddled around with their formation and the defence in the previous weeks. They've gone to the flat back 4. Jones winning a header. Here's John Doolan moving it forward for Mansfield. Pat McGibbon with a good toe in. Lancashire. Now here's Isidro Diaz. Now he's done well. Retained possession nicely for Wigan. Now Kevin Sharp, room to move forward for Latics. Jones wants it to feet. Opted for David Lowe on the touchline. Here's David Lowe looking to get past his man. An early cross into the box. Diaz is attacking it. Oh! And Steve Harper luckily cleared the danger. Only as far as Bishop. Here's Diaz once more. Martinez slipped through for Diaz again. A chance for the Spaniard with a cross. It's a deep one to the far post. In comes Lowe. Doolan got a touch. The pressure still in. Here's Kevin Sharp whipping the ball in early. Lancashire goes up. Scott Eustace with the header away. And Mansfield at the moment can't get out of their own half. Wigan pinning them back nicely. Pat McGibbon with the ball forward, aimed at Graham Jones. He won the ball. Lancashire contesting, and eventually Mansfield scramble it clear. It's a touchline, a good bit of pressure there from Wigan.
Yes, it was the first sort of half chance of the game. Diaz did well to get in there, but good defending as well. Claims for a handball on the far side, but nothing like that, of course.
Sharp tried to find Lancashire, but was intercepted by Hackett. Oh, neat work by Greenall and Kevin Sharp. And Wigan have the ball back with Pat McGibbon. Now here's Charlie Bishop in the right back position. It's not to ball down the channel, looking for Jones. And Stuart Watkins, the skipper, has to clear into the crowd. Yes, it's Isidro Diaz, always left it nicely. Bishop, time to measure the cross to the far post. It's just too far. And goes out harmlessly for the goal kick. Any predictions this afternoon, Owen?
Well, I would like to make a prediction after the game against Northampton, the last game of last season, when Latics were put 2-1 and that's pushed them out of the playoffs. But pressure really is off this afternoon. We're going to already promoted, and it's just a case of having that silverware to brag about more than anything else. But I can imagine the first 30 minutes is going to be the most important. If Latics can get a goal, then I can see them get a few more.
Here's David Lowe. He's made a nice move. Martinez looking for the ball early. It's laid back to Kevin Sharp. 3 Wigan men in the box. It's crossed in for Lancashire. Couldn't quite direct the header goalwards. Little unfortunate as the cross was played behind him. And nothing comes of it for the Wigan this time. David Lowe couldn't release Jones. Rogers doing some great work in the midfield. And Wigan have it back with Charlie Bishop. Looking to move forward. Here's Isidro Diaz. And this time he couldn't find Lancashire. But Wigan have made a very promising start. This vitally important Division 3 clash. 3 points today would assure Wigan Athletic of the championship. Even 1 point may be enough. Just regarding the results at Fulham and Cambridge. But I'm sure the Latics fans and the players would like to go out in style with the 3 points today. We mustn't underestimate our opponents this afternoon. Mansfield Town, who've on their last 2 visits to Springfield Park have scored 10 goals. The most recent one was the 6-2 hammering, which was one of Wigan's worst defeats here at Springfield Park, and still remains so. Here's Graham Jones, now David Lowe. Martinez wanted it into feet. Lowe's looking for Lancashire over the top. That's a decent ball if he can keep it in. And Lancashire's done some good work. Now Diaz. Rogers offering the option short. Graham Lancashire. Rogers. This time the pass intercepted. Rogers has more time this time. Asking a bit too much of Diaz. Trying to beat Steve Harper in the air. And Harper got his head to the ball. I think what the Wigan players really need is a early goal. That would really settle the nerves. Diaz looking to take on Harper. And Harper's done some good work. Low, now Colin Greenall. Nicely judged it, Rogers. On for David Lowe. He plays it out to Diaz over on the far side. Promising move, but this time the cross is blocked. Paul Rogers. Here's Charlie Bishop. Martinez in the midfield, looking to orchestrate things for Wigan. Mansfield just marking space at the moment. That's a nice ball over the top for David Lowe. There's chances here for Wigan. It's crossed in. Jones missed the kick. Kevin Sharp with the shot, which in the end was a comfortable save for Ian Bowling.
Yeah, it's the first chance of the game, that one. Sharp drove it. Jones was desperately unlucky not to sort of get some connection on that one, but it was probably the better chance was for Sharp, and he got to make sure his shot was on target. It lacked a little power probably, and the keeper made a comfortable save.
Charlie Bishop clearing the lines for Wigan. Lancashire, a lovely first touch on to Martinez. Jones could miss it out, or seem to push in the back. The referee sees there's no advantage and gives the free kick to Wigan. Well, the Wigan players leaving it for Colin Greenall, and he gets it short. That's a nice ball to Kevin Sharp. Now the left back can move forward. He's knocked it over the top. He was looking for movement down the line. Unfortunately, a Wigan player wasn't offering him that movement. Not forward by Watkis. Bishop with a good clearance. Jones, nice header. Finds Diaz. Two men quickly come to it. It's knocked over the top, looking for Lancashire, contesting it well. But credit Scott Eustace with the header back to his keeper. Stuart Hadley. Tony Ford in possession for Mansfield, who've had very little of it early on. Hadley once more. Here's the 8, Darrell Clark. That's going to have too much pace on it. Out of play for the throw-in. That's a neat header back in by Hadley. An offside decision saves Wigan's bacon. On this occasion it was Darrell Clark looking to move forward, but he was clearly a couple of yards off. Warren Hackett and looked for the run of Stuart Hadley, but couldn't find him with that pass. Here's Ben Sedgemore. Tony Ford just digging the ball out of his feet. A poor one from Lowe. Sharp and Ford tackling for the ball. Ford's just got there, and Rodgers in with a tremendous tackle right underneath us here. He won the ball quite clearly. Sedgemore beating Sharp. Greenall struggling with Hadley. Managed to get back to the keeper. Now here's Tony Ford for Tone. Cross early into the box. The header comes in from Clark. A comfortable save for Butler.
Yes, Darrell Clark did well to get a header in there. Not the biggest of lads, but he made his presence felt in there. It was a great cross from Tony Ford initially. And Mansfield showing they've not come here just to defend. But it does seem that when Wigan are pushing forward and in Mansfield's half, they've got at least 8 men behind the ball, which is inevitable, really, relying on the break. But you can see them giving Wigan problems this afternoon.
Rodgers was closed down quickly. There's Warren Hackett. Clark. Now Ryan Williams as Mansfield just trying to slow the tempo down a touch. It's a wasted ball. Sharp got there. Rodgers was just fouled as he went for that ball. Ryan Williams the offender this time. And Wigan can start it again from the back with Charlie Bishop. He's looked over the top for Jones and he found him, but just slightly in an offside position. Jones obviously feeling that the ball was delayed. Just approaching 30 minutes gone here at Springfield Park. It's still 0-0, and to their credit, Mansfield have come back into the game nicely, Owen.
Yes, certainly. It looked like we're going to have the better of the early exchanges, and seem to be camped in the Mansfield half, but they have broken out now and started to play some attractive football, which you can only do on a pitch like this. It's not one for knocking long balls, and certainly with the vocal support that they're getting from the visiting fans, it can only help the team. It's nice to see the Lancashire-Jones combination back as well up front. It's tried and tested, and it did so well for Latics at the start of the season to give them such a platform, which now sees them top of the table. But it'll take a while for Graham Lancashire to get back on form, but it'll be great to see him score this afternoon.
Yeah, certainly would. You said. Now here's Williams, as Mansfield look to create something themselves. David Lowe just happy to clear the lines. Jones encouraged to chase. And Warren Hackett doing some good work. Played it all the way square across to his captain, Stuart Watkis. Mansfield regroup once more. Lancashire beaten by Watkis. Rogers looking for Diaz, but just too much weight on it, as the pass was just slightly overhit. And Wigan at the moment just struggling to find their feet. Obviously a day of great nerves. Want to impress, a huge following this afternoon. Free kick to Wigan. Martinez fell just in front of the halfway line. The referee obviously feeling that that was a foul. So an opportunity for the Latics to throw some men forward from this free kick. Aimed just to the edge of the box. Jones contesting. And he got the flick on, but couldn't do much more. David Lowe, now he finds Sharp. Looking for Lancashire, but that's just too much on it. It's not really Graham Lancashire's strength. He prefers the ball to his feet on the deck, as does Graham Jones for that matter. Both the players have worked in tandem excellently, particularly at the start of the season. And they're looking to renew their partnership this afternoon. It's Mansfield who are on the attack. Header out by Charlie Bishop, and it comes to nothing on this occasion. We quickly run through the substitutes for Wigan this afternoon. They have number 12 Wayne Biggins, and 13 John Pender, and 14 Andy Saville. For Mansfield, it's a loose ball, which luckily Colin Greenall read, and Wigan momentarily got out of jail. It's a long ball looking for Diaz. Hackett read it well. Here's Rogers picking up the pieces. Now Isidro Diaz, maybe a chance to stretch the legs. He crosses it in deep, but that's a bread and butter ball for Ian Bowling. He has no problems on this occasion. The Mansfield Town substitutes: at number 12 is Simon Wood, 13 is Ryan Williams, and number 14 is Lee Holbrook. Oh, a nice turn by David Lowe, a lovely bit of skill. And an intelligent ball played all the way across to Charlie Bishop. Now he can move forward for Wigan. He's encouraged to move forward. Into Jones, neatly laid off for Martinez. Oh, but he may have won it. May break to Lancashire. Pressure still on. Martinez in the box. Oh, it didn't quite reach him. Rogers. Wigan start again. Diaz. Jones is showing short. Diaz skips past the challenge. Chance for the ball to be crossed in. It's a deep one. Heading for Lancashire. May break to David Lowe. A neat turn. Cross in. Oh, Lancashire, what a chance. Still a chance maybe on for Wigan. Here's Kevin Sharp. Encouraged to knock it in early over Jones. And cleared once more. Rogers, that's a neat header square. Here's Charlie Bishop. Retains possession well. Pat McGibbon now all the way across to Colin Greenall. But I'll try and bring Owen in a moment, as that was a wonderful chance there for Graham Lancashire. But unfortunately it didn't come off. Here's David Lowe moving infield. Finds Jones. He finds Martinez. Lowe seems to be fouled on the edge of the area. And now we'll just bring Owen in for that passage of play.
Yes, this is what Latics need to be doing, passing the ball around. That's why they started so well in this game, and that's what's got them to this position in the table. And it's bound to win something in the end, and this time it's won a very dangerous free kick at the edge of the box. You have to fancy Sharp or Martinez, though. This really is Gavin Johnson territory, though. Shame he's still out injured, but a great chance for Wigan to get a shot on target, maybe take the lead.
Yes, I fancy Roberto Martinez from this situation. It certainly favours the right-footed man, although he's come away from it. And everyone seems to be leaving it to each other. David Lowe, Diaz, Kevin Sharp. Martinez is square. Kevin Sharp tried to bend it round the wall. Comes off the wall and out for a corner. Well, a very similar free kick routine to those that Gavin Johnson most successfully strikes on goal. Unfortunately, Kevin Sharp couldn't get the elevation required. Corner to Wigan. Martinez into the near post, a header from Greenall. Just fractionally over the bar.
Latics are such a threat from set pieces. They got two at Torquay last week in similar fashion, and it's that man Colin Greenall at the near post as ever causing havoc. This time just a fraction over, but very nearly gave Wigan the lead. And if Latics are going to get themselves in front, it'll take pressure like that last 5 minutes or so to unlock this very stubborn Mansfield defence.
Rogers won it well. Jones did also. Hackett with the ball down the line. Sharp watched it well. Ryan Williams gets the ball back in midfield. Here's Tony Ford. Diaz across nicely. Rogers battling away with Clark. Clark's done well. Here's Ben Sedgemore. And this time the attack breaks up. Isidro Diaz in the central midfield role. David Lowe with the ball over the top, looking for Jones. Oh, and the header back from Scott Eustace. Well, fortunately, the Mansfield Town goalkeeper just held his ground. That could have been a very embarrassing moment, Owen.
Certainly could, but the goalie did well to his credit. He looks quite a solid bloke, and those big hands of his managed to claw onto that somehow. And Mansfield's still in it.
Here's Kevin Sharp, who's plenty of the ball going forward. A ball forward into Lancashire. Space here for the Wigan striker. Martinez is square. That's where the ball's laid. Martinez on the edge of the area. He tries the shot. Oh, a superb save. Hit Luke Goulburn.
A fantastic fingertip save by the keeper, Ian Bowling, and Martinez on his left foot, his weaker foot. I don't think we've ever seen him strike the ball so sweetly with that foot, but he very nearly gave Wigan the lead. Everyone, of course, hoping that it's them who will take the glory and get the first goal.
Oh, wonderful bit of football there from Roberto Martinez. Swung back the left foot, and it was always curling wide, but a wonderful save. The corner flicked into the near post. Greenall going up. Is it going to break? Oh, appeals for handball on the area, and I think it's been deflected out for another corner.
Yes, it was Colin Greenall's shot. Colin Greenall is so dangerous from corners at the moment, and every corner Wigan have, whether it be against Mansfield or anyone else, they look very, very dangerous.
Sharp with the in-swinging corner once more. Bowling got the head. Martinez with the shot, and it's blocked. But there was a foul in the 6-yard box. Ian Bowling was impeded as Pat McGibbon tried to get his head to the ball. But good pressure there from the Latics as they look in search of this first goal. The referee just calming the play down, having a word with David Lowe. Obviously said something out of turn. The Wigan number 11. He, of course, was in the 1985 Freight Rovers side, which beat Brentford 3-1 at Wembley. And he's seen scenes like this before. Now Colin Greenall. Oh, a poor one this time. Graham Jones never going to reach that ball. Just approaching their halfway mark in the first half, and still goalless. Wigan have looked the more likely. Had a couple of efforts on goal, notably that one from Martinez. Now here's John Doolan, who fancies a shot, which was on target but was never really testing Lee Butler. A good half tackle on him by Paul Rogers prevented Doolan getting a forceful strike on goal. And, both sets of supporters very vocal this afternoon. Here's David Lowe looking to stretch the legs on this left-hand side. Crossed in neatly, looking for Lancashire. Oh, couldn't quite find Martinez. David Lowe with a superb ball, finding Graham Lancashire. And the Wigan pressure is relieved by that foul by Charlie Bishop on Stuart Hadley. Hadley, who underwent a late fitness test to play in this game this afternoon. And he has fond memories of playing against Wigan Athletic. Of course, he scored a hat-trick here last season in that 6-2 success for the Stags. I'm sure he'd love to repeat something similar this afternoon. But surely the onus is on Wigan to get the goals. Ball chipped into the box, Hadley up with McGibbon, and then a tame header forward by Ben Sedgemore. Nothing more than that. And the danger passes. Sharp with the ball down the line, encouraging Lancashire to move forward, and he's won it nicely. Now Graham Lancashire, can he make something of this for Wigan? Here's David Lowe, Kevin Sharp's up in support. Lowe puts the cross in deep, it's aimed at Diaz. And he's done well to keep it in play. Little Spaniard being pushed all the way by Steve Harper, who concedes the throw. Charlie Bishop. Graham Jones holding it up nicely, trying to get the cross in, but it was blocked. Brian Williams can bring it away for Mansfield Town. Wigan doing their best to pin back Mansfield in this first half. But for the odd scurry forward, it's been virtually all Wigan's possession in this left-hand half. Unfortunately, the rewards in the shape of goals haven't arrived yet. We certainly hope they do. Martinez just getting their toe in. Williams beating Rogers to the ball. Now here's Martinez. Here's Kevin Sharp. Lancashire wants it to feet. Sharp's not going to be able to make that ball. He's knocked it over the top. Hackett with a header back. He looks a formidable defender, the number 6 Warren Hackett, playing in the centre of 3 centre halves. A sweeping role behind Eustace and Watkis. And he's looked as solid as a rock so far. Now here's Kevin Sharp once more for Wigan. Lancashire with a neat first touch, trying to release Jones, just too much on it. The idea was right, but unfortunately the execution wasn't quite there. Ian Bowling with a poor clearance, really. Hadley couldn't control. Oh, and then given away by Kevin Sharp. It's a poor ball. Diaz misjudging the flight of that ball, and Mansfield can start again from the back. Owen, what do you feel Wigan need to do to break down this hard-working Mansfield team?
Really, they've just got to keep plugging away. I don't think Mansfield can keep up this sort of pace for the full 90 minutes. But just got to keep going, keep stroking the ball around. The more passes that they can put together, the more chance of opening up that Mansfield defence.
Now Izito Diaz pinching it off John Doolan. It's a break on here for Wigan. It's 3-on-3. Diaz might fancy doing it alone. Bishop's made a great run down the right. It's Diaz still. And he couldn't quite get the back heel through. You could see what he was trying to do, but unfortunately it didn't come off the little Spaniard. Wigan have to start again with Colin Greenall. Now here's Sharp on the left-hand side. David Lowe's made the run down the left. That's where the ball's gone, and he's found him in space. Lowe looking to take on Ford. He gets the cross in. Lancashire couldn't quite get a flick on. Greenall intercepting nicely. Bishop. Diaz skips round the first challenge of Harper. Martinez with a lovely turn. Rogers, it's gone backwards, but Wigan have retained possession. There's Kevin Sharp looking for David Lowe down the line. That's a great ball. Sharp wants it back. Lowe may fancy putting it in. Laid back to Sharp. Lancashire couldn't beat Hackett in the air, who headed it away nicely. Bishop beat Williams to the ball. Now Bishop. And he looked to find Diaz, who rather turned his back on the play. Wigan can start again with a throw-in. It's all Wigan in this first half. They just need the goal to settle themselves down. Here's Graham Jones. Greenall. Martinez. McGibbon playing it square to Sharp as Wigan look to build from the back once more. And nothing on for Sharp. He's had to go all the way back to the keeper. And a nice return ball to Sharp. Now we can move forward with menace for Wigan. Lancashire wants it into feet. That's where the ball's gone. Martinez. They look for the run of Lowe, who stopped. And the move comes to nothing. Mansfield at the moment just sitting back, allowing Wigan to dominate the play. And like we said earlier, the onus is on Wigan to get the goal early. Colin Greenall, that's a nice ball square, finds Charlie Bishop. Now he can move forward for Wigan. Not much directly in front of him, he's just hoisted it into the box. Jones wins it well. Ford. Rogers in with a biting tackle. It's relentless pressure from Wigan. Here's David Lowe on the left hand side, looking to make the space for the cross. He lays it back to Sharp with a good ball in. Lancashire's header! And there was no offside, and only just past the post.
Well, a glorious chance really has to be said. Everyone was expecting a flag, I certainly was. It stayed down, and Lancashire really could have done better. But surely if we can keep playing like this way, the more chances will come, and they're bound to take one of them.
Half an hour gone, still goalless, but it's been all Wigan. We just haven't got the rewards at the moment. David Lowe. Rogers with the ball forward. Lancashire may beat Ford to that ball. And now here's David Lowe. Jones. Look for Lowe again. It was a right ball, but unfortunately Lowe halted in his tracks. At the moment, Wigan find it difficult to break down this Mansfield Town team. There's always the likelihood that Mansfield on the break could sneak something. We certainly hope not. We just need that goal in this first half. Really something to settle the nerves down. Lancashire with lovely control on the chest. Martinez, he can release Diaz on the wing. That's where the ball's gone. Now a chance here for a ball into the box. Diaz looking to cut inside. The left-footed cross. Lancashire on the far post. Headed back in. Couldn't find a Wigan man. Kevin Sharp. He's never going to reach Rogers with that ball. Colin Greenall. Now Sharp. Lancashire is just holding the ankle. Not quite sure what was wrong with him there, but the referees allowed the game to go on. Diaz finds Jones nicely. Martinez is wide. That's where the ball's gone. David Lowe and Graham Lancashire in the box. Martinez with a cross into the far post. Up goes David Lowe and headed off the line. Oh, neat work by the Mansfield man, and he's released Darren Clark through the centre. McGibbon will just get there first, I feel. Well, he allowed Darren Clark to clear the danger. Owen.
Well, a couple of efforts half cleared off the line there, and Latics seem to be creating more chances as the game goes on, and let's hope that's the case for the rest of this first half. They really do need a goal though before the break. if they're to stamp their authority on this one.
Diaz and Bishop getting each other's way. Diaz did some good work to relieve the pressure. It's Mansfield now looking to move forward. That ball cleared. Now here's Graham Jones. Oh, that's a poor ball. He's never going to reach low. But luckily for Wigan, Ford couldn't do much with it. Sharp looking for Jones. Hackett read it well. Just a little bit of signs of tension creeping in to the Wigan side as the frustration builds. Sharp with the ball over the top, never going to reach, although Lancashire's chasing and bowling. Has to clear. Nice ball by Sharp. Rogers knocks it forward early. David Lowe, Lancashire, couldn't quite release Jones. The idea again was there. Had he have managed to connect with the pass, it would have surely released the Wigan leading goal scorer. Here's Kevin Sharp. Jones, and he seems to come through the back of him. The referee didn't give anything. Hackett's played that all the way back to Bowling. It's a bouncing ball. Bowling's rather struggled with the clearance. He's lucky it's fallen to the Mansfield player. Now here's David Lowe. Now a chance for Wigan. 3 in the box. Can Lowe deliver? Hackett just getting a toe to it. Here's Lowe once more. Looking to turn his man. He's done some great work. Left-footed cross. This time it's deeper. Diaz, can he lay it back? Jones. Oh, again it's cleared. Jones once more. Martinez. Relentless pressure. Here's Isidro Diaz. Looking for Martinez but couldn't find him with that pass. Oh, and is it going to be one of those days?
Well, it's too early to say at the moment, I think, but it's getting that way, and Lassich just can't seem to get a decisive touch in and around that area. There's a few half-hit efforts and a lot of blocks from the Mansfield back line, but they're doing a great job at the moment. It's up to Lassich to just keep plugging away, as I've said, and a couple of times already.
10 minutes the half-time interval. It's still goalless here at Springfield Park. Wigan have had 3 or 4 reasonably good chances, which on other days you would have been certain they would have converted. As it is, they've not managed to take any yet. And Mansfield are still in the game. That's nice work in the midfield by Williams. Here's Tony Ford moving forward for the Stags. Deep cross, easily dealt with by Bishop. Ford will get a second opportunity. Here's Scott Eustace. Now Ryan Williams. Space to move forward. Just get that in play. Trying to get past Sharp. And his cross onto the roof of the goal. And fairly harmless.
Well, Mansfield just showing that they're not completely on the defensive. We like to break out now and again. And that could obviously lead to a goal. Seen it a few times here this season, but when we have seen it, it usually has sparked Latics into a bit more action themselves, and you never know. A goal in this one either way could be just the tonic for an improved game all round.
Charlie Bishop looking for Jones. Beaten in the air, might get the second ball. Not quite. Wigan start at the back with McGibbon. That's a nice ball to Sharp. Now he's got some 50 yards to move forward into. Space was quickly closed down by Stuart Hadley. Wigan start from defence once more. Bishop to Diaz. Martinez square. Diaz wanted it early. That was a late tackle on Martinez, which, well, the referees allowed the play to go on. He's probably made the right decision. Here's Kevin Sharp with a cross, looking for Lancashire. Can he bring that ball down? Not quite. Harper with the clearance. Martinez still down injured. I think Bishop's going to put it out of play. Oh, well, he's not. He's allowed it to go on. Sedgemore. And The game's eventually stopped. And the number 9, Ryan Williams, is being called over to the referee. There's a late challenge on Roberto Martinez, which didn't go unseen by the man in the middle. And he's rightly shown the yellow card for that late tackle. The right decision, Owen.
It was a late one, yes, but Martinez obviously made a meal of it and he's back on his feet as if nothing's wrong at the moment. But possibly he could have let that one go. It's not necessary, I don't think, to book players on days like this.
Mansfield have a throw in an area where they can move forward. Here's Williams looking for movement, finds Sedgemore. Hadley looking to turn Greenall. He's made room for the cross, which was cleared. David Lowe volleying it away. Wigan still in their own penalty area. Ryan Williams with a cross in. And it was headed away from goal by John Doolan. Here's Isidro Diaz for Wigan. Lancashire's moved down the right wing. Jones is through the centre. No, they're going to reach that ball. And the referee gives the free kick for the foot up. Wigan just a little hasty in their approach moving forward. It really does need a calming influence in the centre of the park, just to steady the nerves more than anything else. Still goalless. Wigan just need the 1 goal and the 3 points to be assured of the championship. Kevin Sharp with good distance on the header. Graham Jones. Ball knocked over the top for Lancashire. Ian Bowling has to come all the way out and clear into the stand. Almost a half chance there for Wigan. Sharp looking to take the throw in quickly. Finds David Lowe. Oh, neatly back to Sharp. Early cross in. Hackett with the clearance. Doolan. And then Eustace get the ball clear. Martinez skips away from one challenge. Oh, lovely skill. Still going. Here's David Lowe for Wigan. May fancy a shot. Slips it through to Lancashire's just too much pace on the ball. But Roberto Martinez, a marked man this afternoon, Owen.
Certainly seems that way. That was a lovely piece of skill. It was clearly a foul, but nothing malicious, of course. But Mansfield fans did complain about it. Obviously feeling the Spaniards doing a bit of play acting, but I don't think that was the case. I think it was clearly upended on that occasion. But nice play from Mattix. They're looking for that opening, and they're playing some attractive football and trying to find it.
Here's Hadley for the Stags. Now Harper being pushed backwards by Diaz. Warren Hackett, who looks a very assured character in possession. He's looking for Ford. And a good header back. Sharp has to clear the danger quickly. He could only clear it into the crowd. Now here's Tony Ford with the throw. Williams. Lancashire going in strongly. Greenall with the header clear. Ford allowing it to run out for another throw-in. Here's Ryan Williams. Ford laid it all the way square across to Stuart Watkiss. Space being created well. Here's John Doolan. He might fancy a shot. And in the end, 35 yards out, and Butler not really tested.
No, he wasn't, but had it been in the near the right-hand corner, that may well have found the net. And John Doolan not afraid to take from long range. He scored a free kick against Wigan a few years ago, and shoot on sight policy could reap its rewards for Mansfield.
Here's Ben Sedgemore looking for Stuart Hadley. They're given there's some good defending there. He's being pushed all the way by the informed striker from Mansfield. Has to concede the throw. Here's Tony Ford. Hadley. Sharp Intercepted the danger nicely. Now Hadley once more looking to turn in the box. And he's totally missed his kick. Maybe too obsessed with trying to pick out men in the box instead of keeping an eye on the ball. And in the end he was made to look rather foolish. We approach the half-time interval, just a couple of minutes to go. It's still goalless. Nerves jangling. Mansfield, to their credit, coming more and more into their game. Sedgemore with the ball over the top. He's looking for Clark. McGibbon has to concede the throw-in once more. Mansfield having a good 5-6 minutes of sustained pressure, but now maybe it can be broke up through Lancashire. Jones with a good first touch. Releases Diaz in space on the far side. Bishop's looking to create an overlap on the right. Martinez looking for it short. Bishop gets it. 1-2. Diaz looking to turn his man. Still Isidro Diaz. Oh, he's being held back. The referee has to give the free kick. Some wonderful trickery skills from the winger.
Superb, yeah. Wouldn't it have been even better if he'd have brought that ball into the area and then been brought down, but he's done well to win the free kick anyway, and a chance for Wigan to get something from the set piece again.
Kevin Sharp and Roberto Martinez over it. Martinez leaning it for Sharp into the box, and it's missed everybody. No one can get a touch, and the danger cleared once more. Well, at the moment Wigan haven't quite had the edge in and around the penalty area. Just need that lucky break, just something to bobble to a Wigan man in front of goal. I feel a very edgy, tense atmosphere here as Wigan struggle to get this first goal. Stuart Hadley fancying his look from distance, and the effort was blocked. Now here's Darren Clark. Rogers looking to close him down quickly. Here's John Doolan. Out wide to Steve Harper. Diaz doing some good defensive work. And the ball played all the way across. And the referee brings a very entertaining first half to an end. It's still goalless. Wigan have had dominated the possession and have had the majority of the chances, but as yet have not managed to convert. 0-0 half-time scoreline. Well, both sides coming out to a crescendo of noise here at Springfield Park as we are about to kick off the second half. The news from Cambridge isn't the best. Fulham are 1-up, and Carlisle are even winning 2-0, so really Wigan Athletic have everything to do in this second half. Just a solitary goal will do it. The 3 points is oh so vital now if they want to be the third division champions for 96-97. Owen, any early thoughts as the second half kicks off?
Well, with Fulham winning at half-time, Latics have to score, and they have to score in the first 10 minutes, I'd say, of this half. The longer it goes on, the more nervous they're going to get, and that can't be good for them. So they've got to go hell-bent for the first 10 minutes, I think, to try and get that goal.
Wise words indeed. Martinez, that's a stray pass. McGibbon all the way back to Butler, who controlled it well. Found Charlie Bishop. Look for Lancashire, and it almost reached him. Now here's Steve Harper for Mansfield Town. As they themselves just playing for pride. I'm sure they want to send home this 300-odd support home very happy indeed. Harper once more with a cross. But McGibbon just shepherded away from Clark, and Butler was out well. Jones, Lancashire looking for Jones once more, the combination working well. Jones forced wide. Little shimmy to create the space. He's got the cross in and it's out for the corner. Anything will do for Wigan, a set-piece goal, anything. Big men coming up from the back. McGibbon, who was the hero the last time Wigan played here in that 1-0 victory against Colchester. Colin Greenall, the unsung hero, he's in there too. Martinez with the corner, it's deep. The header comes in, it's in the back of the net! Graham Lancashire has given Wigan Athletic the lead! Oh, superb scenes!
Graham Lancashire, the hero! The keeper missed the ball for the corner. I said the goal was going to come from a set piece. I was right, but Graham Lancashire's got the goal, and finally the pressure comes off Wigan. They're in front and they're back on top.
Well, the place has literally erupted here. Graham Lancashire, in the 47th minute, has headed home a priceless goal. Wigan have the lead. Oh, how much does that mean to the Wigan supporters? You could see it on the face of every supporter. That really was something special. But now Mansfield looking to get an early reply. Harper with the cross, Rodgers with the clearance. Owen, is there any way you could sum up scenes like that?
Not really at all. The ball appeared to just hit him actually. He was waiting though, and that's the predatory instinct which got him 10 goals in the first 11 games of the season before that horrific knee injury saw him out for 4 months, but he's back on the goal trail this afternoon, and what a time to do it.
Here's Ryan Williams. Martinez can clear the danger. Rodgers, just toe poking it forward. Hackett knocking it back into the box. Ford's chasing. And the referee adjudging the ball went out for the goal kick. Well, that certainly relieved a lot of pressure as the Wigan supporters on the far side really enjoying that special moment. It's already an historic day for Wigan Athletic, and should they get the 3 points as well, it really would cap off a fantastic season. But there's an awful long way, a lot of football to be played in this second half. Good 40 minutes to go. Wigan have the upper hand. They lead at the Graham Lancashire header on 47 minutes. And is that the goal? What seals the third division championship? We'll have to wait and see. Butler coming quickly off his line and then distributing it nicely out to Charlie Bishop. The noise around Springfield Park is something special, it really is. Bishop with the ball over the top, looking for Jones. Is he getting in? No, not quite. For once, Hackett missed the clearance, but just too much on the ball forward.
Yes, Jones very nearly in then. Had that been in the first half, he might have got in there, but with that rain at half-time, the pitch is very zippy, and that's going to add to the excitement and the enjoyment of the rest of this game, hopefully.
Tony Ford just fractionally offside on the far side as Ryan Williams tried to slip the ball into his path. Well, there's a near 7,000 crowd here this afternoon. They've come to see the championship being lifted, and Graham Lancashire has certainly scored a goal which was worthy of winning it. We just hope that that will do it for Wigan. Here's Jones looking for Diaz down the wing. That's a great ball if it can stay in play. It's just going to beat him out of play. Unfortunate for the little Spaniard as Jones released him nicely down this near side. I'm sure the Wigan boss John Dean will not want to sit back on this lead. He'll want his side to go and get a second. They're not relenting at the moment. Isidro Diaz. There's Hadley. And as Owen mentioned at half-time, there was some torrential rain, which is obviously going to play havoc with the conditions in this second half. Martinez felled once more by Ryan Williams, just beat his counterpart to the ball. and wins the free kick. Ball by Charlie Bishop, a wonderful pass to Sharp, and unfortunately he couldn't quite control it. But now here's Darren Clark. Hadley's made the run through the centre. Laid square to John Doolan. Is there a chance here for Mansfield? Greenall got a foot to the ball, and it's out for the throw-in. And Wigan Athletic are by no means out of the woods. Here's Ryan Williams. Oh, a lovely turn. Watkis gets a 1-2 off John Doolan. Watkis with a ball into the centre. Sharp with the header away after Hadley had cleared nicely. Martinez caught in possession. Bishop, oh, it's lovely. Now a chance for Lancashire if he can get there first. Well, Eustace just beat him to it. It's a 50-50 ball where both players went for it. Now Lancashire again, and he obviously felt the effects of that. Just rubbing himself down and getting ready for more action. Here's Tony Ford looking to move forward for Mansfield. Led square to Ben Sedgemore. Williams can be played wide again. McGibbon happy to clear long, but it's going to stay in play, I think. A natural curl. Now here's Scott Eustace again. Wigan just sitting deep at the moment. Here's Warren Hackett. Tony Ford. Mansfield look to string a couple of passes together. Clark. A neat turn away from Greenall. Created space nicely. Mansfield enjoying a lot of the ball at the moment. Bishop has to turn away. He does well to win the throw-in. If anything, Owen, Wigan scored too soon.
No, I don't think you could say that at all, actually. No time's too soon. They've got the goal, and that's the most important thing now. You just need to settle it down probably for the next 10 minutes or so, and then hopefully get another goal. That would be the cushion that they need, because Mansfield are going to come onto them now and put them under quite a bit of pressure, you'd imagine.
Hackett with the ball over the top once more, which Colin Greenall defended with some superb skills. He sort of ducked underneath the ball, which rather put Stuart Hadley off. Two men with feet up rather. Martinez quickly closed down in the midfield, and Sharp's ball forward was asking too much of Lancashire. Diaz forcing Watkins to play it back to the goalkeeper. Ian Bowling does well to find Harper. Mansfield playing it rather dangerous in the defence here. And eventually Bowling's clearance is to Harper, but then that's a poor header. Martinez, can he release Jones? Not quite, but they get the corner off Ryan Williams, and can Wigan profit once more?
Yes, well, they profited there from some slack defending from Mansfield, put themselves under pressure on that occasion, and from another set piece, that's will look for the threat. They are ready to make a substitution here. Don't know who it'll be. You'd imagine it'd be Andy Saville, but and Lancashire it is, he's going to come off. Can you believe that?
Well, Graham Lancashire, the hero so far, going off to a tremendous amount of applause here at Springfield Park. Obviously picked up an injury in the collision with one of the centre halves. I'm sure it's a precautionary measure by John Dean, but the number 12, Wayne Biggins, coming into the fray. Graham Lancashire, I'm sure, will be absolutely gutted with the fact that he's had to come off, but he's certainly played his part. And Wayne Biggins comes onto the field. Sharp with the corner. It's poor. He'll get a second opportunity to whip it in dangerously. It's a good one. Lowe's header! Oh, saved at the near post. A great chance.
A glorious chance, in fact, for the second. And there's a great save low down, but really could have picked his spot there.
So Sharp with a second corner in as many minutes. Greenall on the near post, couldn't quite get a touch. And Ian Bowling caught it well. So Wigan 1 goal to the good. Bishop timed the jump nicely. Biggins. David Lowe. Sharp. That was a tackle that came right through Kevin Sharp by the number 7 Sedgemore. The referee. So Wigan free kick just inside the Mansfield half. Here's Paul Rogers. Biggins looking for Rogers once more, and he may profit from this. And the clearance from Eustace is over the stand. You always feel with Wigan, Owen, that they always need the cushion of the second goal.
Yeah, it's always, certainly later on, they'll invite pressure onto themselves. That's what inevitably happens, and so they do sort of need to get that goal now.
The cross from Sharp, it's a deep one. Jones's header, which was into the ground and tipped over by Bowling. What a chance.
Another great chance, and if we're going to produce this many chances, we've got to start putting a few more away to give them the cushion.
Yes, they certainly have to, but nevertheless, they have another deep in-swinging corner, which is to be taken by Kevin Sharp. Biggins, Lowe and Greenall are in the 6-yard box. It's aimed into the near post, and a flick on. Lowe with the scissor kick. Was blocked. Jones with a good ball to Martinez. Appeals for handball, nothing given. And now Mansfield can break. Wigan a little short at the back. The ball through, looking for Hadley, but Bishop did some tremendous defensive work there. And McGibbon can only clear it so far, but luckily Mansfield can't make anything of it. Mansfield will always be looking for the quick break, the counter-attack, which they'll look to profit from. Jones with a neat flick on, finds Wayne Biggins, looking for Diaz, and it's reached him now. A chance for Wigan. It's Intro Diaz, he's inside the box. Can he pull it back? It's gone in, it's 2-0. Oh, it's wonderful. We don't know who scored it, but who cares? Wigan 2, Mansfield 0.
I think it was Lowe or an own goal, but Diaz did the work. Biggins influential. What a telling role he's had since coming on. A superb slide rule pass for Diaz, and he did the rest. It couldn't fail to go in the back of the net. David Lowe's going to claim it, surely. But this delight was shown on the bench. John Dean jumped onto the pitch in elation, and that looks like it's surely going to be it.
Well, it's David Lowe who's been credited with Wigan's second goal, and that's the cushion what was required. The 2-0 they have now, and surely Wigan won't blow it from this position. And Mansfield are going to make some substitutions. The number 10, Stuart Hadley, is coming off, and he's going to be replaced by the number 12, Simon Wood, another striker. But euphoric scenes here at Springfield Park. Wigan 2 goals to the good, and this really is stuff that dreams are made of. And well, even Wayne Biggins can afford a wry smile as he wins a free kick on the halfway line. And the chance of we're going to win the league ring around Springfield Park, a dream which could soon become reality. Here's Colin Greenall. Now Kevin Sharp, ball over the top, looking for Biggins. Wigan looking to go out in style. They win another corner, and this time it's on the far side where they scored their first goal through the since departed Graham Lancashire. And Roberto Martinez is going to whip in Another dangerous ball. Plenty of players to aim for in the box. Martinez to swing it in dangerously, but this time bowling gathers under little attention. I know Mansfield look to get the break going, but Diaz, to his credit, got back well. Doolan with the ball over the top, which Bishop had to head. McGibbon happy to clear the lines. Biggins looking to chase over the top, going with Hackett, and Hackett concedes the throw. The Wigan Athletics side in almost seventh heaven. Biggins gets away nicely and crosses right into the face of Watkis, and out for another throw. There's Idro Diaz trying to slip through two players. He's going to do well. McGibbon winning it nicely. Bishop going in strongly. That's a nice ball by Biggins. Lowe and Martinez fighting for possession now. Here's Kevin Sharp for Wigan. Martinez, Wigan looking to really turn the screw. Crossed in, Biggins almost on the second occasion. And Rogers battling in the midfield with Sedgemore. Mansfield can bring it away with Doolan. He's not took possession of the ball. And that's a poor clearance really by Stuart Watkis, the captain. He'll be the first to admit it. But Owen, surely it's Wigan's title now.
Well, you don't like to preempt it, but 2-goal cushion, just what they needed really at this stage of the game, and hopefully that will be enough.
Here's John Doolan. McGibbon with the header. 3 players going for that ball rather high. Here's Clark. He releases Tony Ford. Ryan Williams. Here's the substitute Wood with his first touch. Williams, that's a nice ball. And the cross into the box is looking for Wood. Bishop's always going to be the favourite there, you feel. He watched it out nicely for the Wigan throw. Biggins trying to get away from the attention of 2 players. Harper, nice drag back from Clark. Needs support now, he finds it in Ryan Williams. He in turn finds Scott Eustace. And then it all comes to nothing. And Wigan have it back with Lee Butler. Well, once that second goal went in, you really couldn't quite sum up the amount of joy that was expressed by many a Wigan Athletic supporter. Really, it was scenes to savour. McGibbon winning the header nicely. Jones just touching it on. Diaz up with Harper. And Harper happy to let it go up for the throw. Well, we have to credit the Mansfield Town supporters this afternoon. They really have been in good voice throughout the game. The second goal has rather knocked the stuffing out of them, but nevertheless they'll keep supporting their team, and that's all credit to them. Here's Doolan on turn to Watkis, or rather it's Harper. Doolan support once more, looking for Clark. That's a decent ball. Clark looking to go past McGibbon, and McGibbon doing a good shepherding job. Biggins with a nice header. Jones. Martinez is through the centre. David Lowe wants it through the wing. Oh, that's a superb ball. Now a chance here for Wigan. David Lowe. Surely he's going to go for goal. He's rather turned in field. Finds Graham Jones. Is he going to get a goal? He slipped through nicely. Biggins with the shot, which took a deflection and out for another corner. Wigan really turning the screw now, Owen.
Yes, but it seems like everyone's trying to set up Graham Jones. He'd love to add to his goal tally this afternoon, but it wouldn't be great if Wayne Biggins got on the score sheet on what's likely to be his last appearance for Wigan Athletic.
So Martinez to swing the ball in, and once more crossed in, bowling with the punch clear. Diaz and Clark. And then eventually Mansfield clear it and they can move forward, but Sharp intercepts nicely and releases Roberto Martinez. 3 in the box for Wigan. Martinez with a cross, Greenall with the header back in, and this time not a Wigan man on the far post to clear. No, Wigan have rather committed men forward. Wood at Butler all the way out, and he's happy to clear it into the crowd. The third goal, Owen, would really be the icing on the cake.
Yes, certainly, but there's plenty of time for that. There's a good 20 minutes or more left, and that's just a case of consolidating this position. We don't want to go hell-bent on another goal and then concede one at the back. That'll lead to a jittery end to the game.
Warren Hackett looking for movement from his players. Harper. McGibbon read it well. Martinez rather caught in possession in the midfield. Here's Clark, who's looked a lively customer throughout for Mansfield. David Lowe winning the ball nicely. Martinez. Lowe rather turning into trouble, although he's got away nicely. Biggins has peeled away over on the far side. That's a tremendous ball. Here's Wayne Biggins, only Jones in the centre, but the ball's aimed into the box, which Jones was never really going to reach. There's going to be another substitution. The number 9 for Mansfield, Ryan Williams, is coming off. And, well, this is ironic. He's going to be replaced by the number 13, Ryan Williams. Is there a story behind that one, Owen? The number 9 is being replaced by the number 13.
Well, I'm not sure. Surely they don't have 2 Ryan Williams. There must be a mistake in that somewhere. It would be some sort of freak occurrence if it was.
Here's David Lowe for Wigan on the left-hand side. Sharp's gone on the overlap. Lowe slips. And he's still got the ball. Well played. Kevin Sharp. Back to Colin Greenall. Just chipped forward looking for Biggins, but Hackett reads the danger well. Now here's the substitute, Ryan Williams. Tony Ford. Wood. Williams may reach it. Rogers got a toe in. Jones won the header nicely. There's Warren Hackett for Mansfield, as he's looking to bring it forward for the turn. And, that little passage of play for Mansfield doesn't become fruitful rather. Begins up with Hackett, who won the ball well. Rogers asking a lot of Bishop and Diaz. Diaz does well. Oh, lovely turn from Martinez. Now the silky skills are coming to the front. Sharp struggling with that header, but Greenall covers nicely. Here's Kevin Sharp, now Rogers. That's a nice ball, finds Lowe. Biggins through for Jones. Is this the goal? Oh! He's been cynically tripped there. Hackett, the linesman saw it. What's the decision going to be here, Owen?
I'm not wholly sure. I don't imagine he'd send him off on a game like this. It's appeared to just get tangled up in each other's... the legs just seem to get tangled up. But I'd imagine he'll stay on the field.
Well, only a yellow card shown, It was an accidental trip, it has to be said, but Graham Jones was bearing down on goal. He was certainly clear. But nevertheless, Wigan have this free kick. And can they really cap it off with a third? Martinez and Colin Greenall are over it, sharp dummies. Martinez with the free kick, just fractionally over the bar. Martinez, Diaz, McGibbon will have to just clear it long. Got a nasty bobble as he hit that ball forward. There really has been a superb atmosphere this afternoon, Owen.
Yes, there has been a great atmosphere within the ground. Mansfield fans have added to that, but I think the game is beyond them now, and Latics just waited to get into that 90 minutes as soon as possible, really.
There's Doolan. Ball finds Ryan Williams. Simon Woods in the centre. It's laid back to John Doolan. He might fancy a shot. Well, that's a very wild effort. And the Mansfield attack comes to nothing. Jones with the faintest of flick-ons. Hackett with a good ball square. Sedgemore quickly closed down by Rogers. Sedgemore just got the ball away in time. Here's Scott Eustace. And well read by Bishop. Butler with the clearance. Here's Ryan Williams, substitute. Tony Ford. Mansfield playing some good football, but then Ryan Williams rather gives the ball away. Driven cross, it's missed everyone. And the throw-in given to Wigan. Mansfield, to the credit, not giving this up by a long shot. They could have got themselves back on the score sheet. But unfortunately the cross evaded everybody. Watkis. John Doolan. It's a very deep cross. It's asking a lot of Ford, who will just keep it in play. Left-footed cross deep. Doolan comes in, and then a great header by McGibbon, and the second one was equally as good. Jones. McGibbon moving forward for Wigan. McGibbon still chasing the ball. And he forces Hackett into the hurry clearance. Now Martinez. Just toe poked it forward, couldn't do much more. That's a nice ball by David Lowe. Biggins intelligently finding space. Now here's Kevin Sharp. Jones through the centre. It's always going to be too much for him. And Wigan don't want to be committing too many men forward. Here's Ryan Williams, the substitute. Simon Wood. He finds Clark. Bishop just got a foot on the ball, just enough. Jones, that's neatly held up. Diaz, Biggins wants it to feet. That's where the ball goes. And Biggins wants more. Rogers be encouraged to switch the play. Here's David Lowe. And Wigan really playing it around nicely. Lowe in turn to Kevin Sharp. Now he's looking for some support. Finds it again in Lowe. Rogers is square. It's chipped through to Biggins. May break to Jones. Back to Martinez. Not quite. Rogers wasn't quite there either. And Mansfield can break. There's a man down in the area for Mansfield. I think it's the number 6 Hackett, but play continues with Ryan Williams. Bishop's going to get there first. And McGibbon will clear the danger. That's a good ball. Finds Wayne Biggins. Is he going to get it again for Jones? Not quite. There's a nasty injury in the penalty area. The number 6 Warren Hackett overstretched for the ball. And great concern on Mansfield Town fans and the management as well. The number 6 Warren Hackett seems to be okay. The referee allowing him back onto the field of play. Well, we've just over 10 minutes to go here at Springfield Park. The party can surely begin. Although maybe there's a chance here for Mansfield. A wayward shot by the substitute Williams. But credit to him, he at least tried. 10 minutes between Wigan Athletic and the 3rd Division Championship. They've put on a tremendous second half display. They've had numerous chances throughout the game, and in the end a set piece goal and a rather scrappy finish at the far post from David Lowe. But at the end of the day, it's over the course of the season, not one match doesn't win the title. It's a series of 46 games in which Wigan Athletic find themselves top of the tree and worthy champions. Here's Harper. Oh, that's a poor one. Jones, who wants to release Diaz once more. And he couldn't quite put it over the top for David Lowe as Mansfield are stretched. And that was a neat header from the number 12 Wood, looking for Clark, but unfortunately skidded away on the greasy surface. Jones with another flick header. Harper all the way back to the keeper. And Ian Bowling gets a good clearance in. Lee Butler with a good catch. Just pausing commentary for the loudspeaker announcement, the fact that the presentation will be made after the game, and the Wigan Athletic supporters are encouraged not to invade the pitch. We certainly hope that they don't spoil what has been a tremendous afternoon here. Here's David Lowe, wins it back nicely for Wigan. Wayne Biggins. And the old campaigners trying to calm the nerves. There's Ryan Williams forcing Harper backwards. And nevertheless gets a good clearance in. Now Darren Clark. Hackett, who seems to have regained full fitness. That's a ball on the far side for Tony Ford. Released nicely by Sedgemore. Ford's cross. And Rogers just left-footed clearance away. Jones, Martinez, would rather play behind Lowe. There's Harper. Skips around Martinez and was fouled, but the referee allowing it to go on. Watkis with the ball forward. And McGibbon with the header out. It's out for a corner. Wigan not quite out of danger yet. The game's not yet won. It's still leading by 2-0. We've got some 6 or 7 minutes to go. Mansfield have a corner kick. Wigan just leaving Diaz up front. So the corner to be taken again. It was outside the D. Chip to the far post. Watkis is up. And Greenall just got ahead to the ball. Now here's John Doolan. Looking to get away from Biggins. Kevin Sharp. He'll just clear it down the line for Jones. Doolan. Mansfield putting the passes through nicely. Now Clark with a cross. And a great header away by McGibbon. Wood seems certain to score. That was a good chance, Owen.
Well, it certainly was, and McGibbon did well to get in there to get that away from danger. It would surely have been a goal. The man was waiting behind him to bury it, Simon Wood.
Mansfield are going to make the third substitution. Number 7, Ben Sedgemore, is coming off. He's to be replaced by number 14, Lee Holbrook. The game to be started by this throw. There's Ryan Williams. Crossed in. The header from Wood. And Butler performing her own acrobatics even. Just a fairly routine save for the goalkeeper. But nevertheless, the Mansfield substitutes are certainly trying. And putting in 100% effort to the death. McGibbon. Rogers beaten to it by 2 men. Here's Ryan Williams. Now Harper. John Doolan. He finds Tony Ford, who's had acres of room on that far side. Sharp's clearance is only as far as Scott Eustace. He can knock it in deep. Bishop with a header that's come back across goal. And Wigan just sitting back at the moment. Greenall with a clearance. Out for the throw-in. It's under 5 minutes now between Wigan and the 3rd division title. There'll be a tremendous cheer at the end. It's something for every Wigan Athletic supporter to savour.
The bottle
Wigan are going to make another substitution. Number 8, Graham Jones is coming off. Well, he's had a tremendous season. 33 goals this season. He's exceeded so many expectations. He's going up to a rapturous applause. What a astute signing by the manager, Don Dean. Number 14, Andy Saville, is coming onto the field. And just a word about Graham Jones' contribution this season, Owen.
Fantastic, nothing less than that. 33 goals, that's done it really. It's been a great all-round squad effort really, but Jones himself has bagged 33 goals. You can't ask for more than that from a striker.
No, you most certainly cannot. Sharp with the ball forward, looking for Saville, trying to get his first touch. Martinez. Biggins beaten to the ball. May break for Lowe. And now it's going to break for Martinez. Here's Charlie Bishop. Diaz. Rogers just knocking it forward. Saville will jump with Hackett. Rogers again. That's a good ball to find Kevin Sharp. Saville trying to stay on side. Biggins, Sharp, Biggins once more. Just knocking it down the line. Saville did get a touch on the ball. And then Lowe slipped, although he was adjudged to be offside. Well, the crowd has announced on the tannoy, and it's exceeded 7,000. And yes, Kevin Sharp has been given the man of the match award, and that's a ball over the top, looking for David Lowe. Is this 3? Saville's in the centre. Lowe's rather been forced to turn back. Martinez misses it out. Here's Biggins with the shot. Oh, it's just past the post. That really would have crowned off a marvellous display, but it wasn't to be.
Oh, it would have been great if Wayne Biggins could have picked that one out there, but very unlucky. There's going to be another substitute here in John Pender, and already a swarm of photographers around the Wigan bench.
Well, John Pender's going to get a taste of the action this afternoon. He's coming on for Pat McGibbon. It's nothing against Pat McGibbon's performance. He's been a tower of strength in the defence. And John Pender's coming onto the field for the remaining 2 or 3 minutes. Pat McGibbon, a player who maybe John Dean might be looking for a permanent deal.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that it would be fantastic if we could get Pat McGibbon, but the likelihood, as John Dean admitted this week, is pretty slim. But it'd be fantastic if he could sign. He's done so well for Wigan, and that goal against, as the shot flies past the post, that goal against Colchester, which got a Wigan promotion. He's been a key part in Latics last couple of months.
Well, even Lee Butler with 100% concentration towards the end as Darrell Clark let fly from the edge of the area, and Butler with a spectacular save around the post. Mansfield corner is their consolation for the Stags. It's clipped in. It's not going to be. Lee Butler catches it under very little pressure. And there it is, the full-time whistle's gone! Wigan Athletic are the champions! There it is! Fantastic scenes here at Springfield Park. Owen, can you quite sum up this?
No, it is fantastic, and the supporters have abided by the rule to stay off the pitch. There's a few coming on now, actually, and that's not good. But a fantastic season, capped off by winning the championship this afternoon. A much fantastic season in front of a 7,000 crowd, and fantastic for Latics.
Well, just a few of the Wigan supporters have come onto the field. It's rather spoiled. It's yeah. So we're about to get the third division presentation underway. The special guest just announced over the tannoy. And we await the Latics, who of course are the third division champions what a fantastic season they've had. They've been virtually invincible here at home, and they've capped off the season with a 2-0 victory over Mansfield Town. And they can't be beaten and can't be caught now, regardless of results elsewhere. The victory has been assured. The 3 points, which wrap it up nicely. So here come the Latics to a crescendo of noise. Here's Lee Butler and Wayne Biggins. Each of the players getting their own applause. Charlie Bishop, Pat McGibbon, Graham Jones, Graham Lancashire, who scored the first, David Lowe, who got the second, Andy Saville, John Pender, Paul Rogers, Kevin Sharp, Roberto Martinez, and the number 7 Isidro Diaz. They are the Latics. And here's the skipper, the number 4, Colin Greenall. And each of the Latics players going up, getting their awards. Wayne Biggins, Lee Butler first, Pat McGibbon and Charlie Bishop, 2 of the rocks in the defence of Wigan. And up next, the G-Force. Oh, a tremendous cheer for Graham Jones and Graham Lancashire. 2 of the stars in this Wigan Athletics side. Graham Jones with 33 goals and Graham Lancashire with 15. And an injury-plagued season for Graham Lancashire, but does he come back so well? And he got the first today. Graham Jones, who couldn't get on the score sheet today, but he's given so much. And now we have David Lowe, who got the second today, and John Butler, who wasn't playing today, but has nevertheless contributed to the side's success this season. Now 2 of the substitutes, Andy Saville and John Pender, coming up to get the rewards. And now the 2 Spaniards, Roberto Martinez and Isidro Diaz. Tremendous cheers for them. They brought so much to this side. The silky Spanish skills, which have proved so much this season for Wigan. And now the 2 blondes in the side, Kevin Sharp and Paul Rogers, coming forward for their medals. Paul Rogers, a recent signing, and he's held a position in midfield. Now here's Gavin Johnson and Ian Kilford, 2 players who've contributed so much. Unfortunately, through injury and suspension, they've missed the final game. Another 2 players who've done their bit, Steve Morgan and Matthew Carragher, who have played through the season and put in reasonable performances as well. And now here are some of the background staff. This is Simon Farnworth, the newly appointed physio, and the assistant manager, John Benson, both getting their rewards also. And now the chairman, David Whelan, receiving a superb applause. He's put in so much, this club. He has so much ambition. He wants Wigan Athletic to be a force in the Premiership in years to come, and who knows whether they could be or not. But now here's the big one. This is Colin Greenall stepping forward, the skipper and the manager, John Dean, to lift up the trophy. This is what the Wigan supporters have cried out for so much. They've waited since 1969 since they last won something. That was the Northern Premier League. But this means so much this afternoon. And it looks as if they're both going to go up and lift the cup aloft. It's John Dean and Colin Greenall. And there it is, the third division championship, and it's Wigan Athletic who are the champions. Quite superb scenes here this afternoon at Springfield Park. This has meant so much. The season ending in most spectacular fashion. Wigan Athletic crowned the champions after such a toiling season. The likes of Fulham and Carlisle, who have always been in contention, but on the final day of the season it's Wigan Athletic who are the champions and secure the third division trophy. We have such joyous scenes now. I'll bring Owen in and just try to say exactly what this means to the town of Wigan.
Oh, it's fantastic, absolutely brilliant. The swinging champagne up here, I'm afraid to say, but absolutely joyous scenes when Colin Greenall and John Dean lifted up that trophy. And hopefully next year there's more to come. Money to be spent in the summer, strengthening this side, and they'll be hell-bent on a push for promotion next season. Let's see if there's a lap of honour to come. A diving tackle on Springy from Lee Butler. As Steve McCullum had been saying before, we've waited years and years for this, and finally it's happened. On a glorious day for Wigan Athletic.
Well, I'm sure the Wigan players are going to do a lap of honour now, and who can blame them? They're going to show off the third division trophy to all the supporters, because really it's not just the players, it's everybody here at Wigan. It's the supporters, it's the background staff, it's everybody. They've all played their little part towards this memorable success this afternoon, and it's capped off in the best way possible, with the Latics players doing a lap of honour, just going around really showing off what this trophy means to the public of Wigan. And I'm sure they'll get a big cheer as they go around to the popular side. That's where the real atmosphere is created in these Wigan home matches, as they just coming round. And this is where it's going to be shown off. Scenes like this have certainly not been experienced here at Springfield Park for decades, but it's all been worth it seeing this afternoon. My mind takes me back to when the Latics players played at Shrewsbury Town in the final game of the season, in which Shrewsbury were crowned champions, and that was the Wigan Athletic dream. And today the dream has been realised. The third division title is Wigan's, and it's meant that second division football will be played here next season. The players just continuing their lap of honour as they show it off to the rest of the supporters. And of course, around the other side, the Shevington end, where nearly 2,000 Wigan supporters were crammed in at the end. And I'm sure it's going to go all the way around the ground. And there's a special one for John Dean as he lifts the trophy aloft to the Wigan supporters on the far side. These are momentous moments, really, in any player and manager's careers. It's what everybody dreams of, but today it's been realised. Of course, Wigan Athletic winning 2-0 today, but it's all about the season. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and Wigan Athletic have proved that at the end. They started the season so brightly and were never below 10th, and since the turn of the year they've always been in the top 4 up amongst them, fighting with Carlisle, Fulham
and Cambridge, but at the end it's Wigan Athletic who've come out on top. They've been crowned the champions this season. It's just reward really for quite a fantastic season. You cast your memory back to some of the more meaning results. I always remember the 1-1 draw at Cambridge where Ian Kilford scored in the last minute. That really was a vital point gained at the time. And you also cast back to the 7-1 record victory here at Springfield Park against the luckless Scarborough. That really was a fantastic night, but nothing will ever beat this afternoon as the crowds invade the pitch. They come on to salute their heroes, the Wigan Athletic, the 3rd Division champions. And there it is, well, everyone's being allowed on now. Wigan Athletic, the 3rd Division champions at the end, and the supporters really quite rightly allowed onto the pitch. And really shown what this means to the town of Wigan. You can see it in the faces of everybody as Elijah John Dean somehow trying to get away from the melee, but the Wigan supporters, they're all on the pitch now. They've all been allowed on, and they're all justly clapping the Latics players who have since departed now. They've really had to go away as it's such a melee towards the end. But the supporters are all on the pitch, and there's quite superb scenes here, Owen. Yes, it started half an hour late, of course, and that Northampton side turned up late on the first day. It started with a victory, and we all knew from that moment on, really, Wigan never win an opening game of the season, and of course they have this season. It's gone on to greater things. Nobody gave them a hope, of course, when they were 8 points behind Fulham, but me, I think, in the whole of Wigan, and they managed to overturn that deficit. We've not heard the Fulham score today, but that doesn't matter. Latics are promoted as champions.
Just bring your boots, don't forget Tuesday. 10 o'clock boots. This is John Butler.
What this means to the people of Wigan? That's fantastic. It's been a long time coming. Waited a lot of years for it to come, and it's just fantastic. The day's been fantastic.
Really proved that we're the best side in the league.
Well, if you win the league, you're the best side. I thought Carlisle were a very good side, but faltered near the end, and we didn't. So we're champions.
So Division 2 football here at Springfield Park?
Yeah, it is, and it's very good for the town. Let's hope the rugby pick up as well, and you know, I mean, well, a few of them won't want them to, but it would be nice to have 2 successful teams in the town, and look forward to some good football next season.
Okay, cheers. 3rd Division side.
I know it's a bit of an anti-climax now. We just celebrated for an hour. I am a bit tired. I feel flat actually after all the celebrations. Just pleased everybody at the club. I think around about Christmas we're about 12 points behind Fulham. I've got to say it's nice to stick it up them. Excuse me if we've got any Cockney supporters, but they are different, and it was nice to say unlucky.
Looking back on the season, where do you think was the turning point?
For me it was Shrewsbury away in the Autoglass. I thought we got beat that now. We were absolutely outstanding. And I think we went on a run of about 10 games then. And if you analyse the whole season, when it mattered in big games against Carlisle and Fulham, we never got beat Carlisle twice. Swansea at home, when it mattered, I think we pulled out all stops and we got the right result. And I think that was a sign of a good side. We could raise it for the big games.
Absolutely, 33 goals for yourself. You must be chuffed.
Yeah, I wish I just got one today. Like it's yeah, I am. I'm really pleased. I'm very, very satisfied with the season I've had. I think I've struggled with injury over the last 6 weeks, and I just wish I could have stayed fit and maybe would have got a bit more. But beggars can't be choose us, and I've sort of got to be happy with 33 goals, and to be fair, I am.
And Division 2 football here at Springfield Park next season, you must be looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am. It's a new challenge for me. I've had 3 or 4 years at this level, and I feel as though I'm ready for a new challenge, and maybe I won't get as many goals, but maybe I will. It just depends. But I think we've had the right players sort of around me cell all season, and hopefully we will next year. And if that happens, I'm confident I'll get the same amount of goals.
Okay, congratulations, Graham.
Okay, lads.
So Wigan Athletic eventually crowned champions.
Yeah, the first major silverware that this football club's ever won. We're here at this historic ground. I know when we move into pastures new, but I think when we look back, there'll be 2 points in this club's history that'll be remembered. One is obviously the time that Dave Whelan took over and invested in the football club. I'd like to think that my arrival at the club has helped a little bit. I can only be judged on what I was asked to do, and within the first season was to get promotion. Icing on the cake, we've won the championship. I'm very pleased for the players, for the board of directors who've showed faith in me, and for the supporters who've been patient at times, and also they've been very, honourable. When we've lost games, they've not got on the players' backs. They've been brilliant, and they've been rewarded today with their first major piece of silverware. And I know that for a long time they've sat in the shadow of Wigan Rugby League. And as much as I want to see them get back to their former glories, I'm obviously very proud and honoured to be the manager of the club today.
Yeah, you mentioned the rugby. What do you think this actually means to the support, the Wigan Athletic, the true supporters?
I think the Wigan Athletic true supporters will want to remember this day. They'll want to remember where their roots are. In 4 or 5 years, who knows where we might be? That's an imponderable question. Our ambition has got no bounds at the moment, and the chairman's finances are not going to restrict me. If I get to a point where he says, look John, you've spent enough, then maybe I'll have to say, well, that's as far as we can go, but I haven't reached that point yet.
Now, from your own personal point of view, where do you think the turning point in the season for Wigan Athletic? The point where we really thought the title was on.
I thought when Lanky scored the equaliser against Northampton in the first game, I never ever doubted that we had the ability to get promoted. I honestly looked at the start of the season. I looked at my squad and I thought I've got the best 4 or 5 players in that position. In the fullness of time, I didn't know what Carlisle had got, and Mervyn Day's got a very good squad, and they've won the Autoglass Trophy, which is an honour in itself. But they've got a couple of players as well that I think are very good players. Mickey Adams, I think, has had a terrific job at Fulham, and I know they'll be totally devastated today. They couldn't have done any more, but we've beaten them on goal difference. That's football. But I think outside of that, he's done a terrific job for Fulham Football Club, and I'm looking forward to meeting again next season.
Okay. And we say Division 2 football here at Springfield Park, something we're first for many a year.
Well, it's the future. We might only have it for a year because we're going somewhere else, but we'll give it as good a shot as we can, and it's a little bit of a while off. I think the time's right now to sit back, reflect on the good things we've done, learn from the bad things, and have a little bit of a rest.
Okay, cheers, John.
Well, I've never seen anything like that. No, it's absolutely wonderful. Great scenes.
Can I just say something, gentlemen? Because I think you've all overlooked one fact about this ground. And I'm not talking about Wigan Athletic, because Wigan Athletic is not 100 years old. This ground this year is 100 years old, and no one has ever mentioned that. On the 20th of January 1897, the first sod was laid on that pitch. It is the centenary this year of this club, and no one, no press, no television has ever mentioned that fact. And if you choose to go up into the boardroom, there is a photograph on the wall there, and it's ironical that our chairman this year, in the last week, has signed a deal for a brand new ground. We're 100 years old, and we are going to move to a new ground. You go up there, a spade is going in the ground, gentlemen with bowler hats on, and nobody's picked up on that.
Yeah, good.
No one has picked up on it.
Good point.
No one.
Yeah.
And as regards some memorable occasions here, when we played Newcastle United and lost 3-2, I will just tell you that our chairman was a euphonium player.
Sorry.
A trombone.
An E-flat player.
E-flat player with Wigan boys band on this club, on this ground.
Correct.
We have no stand, Burndown, Newcastle United, and he walked out with
Right,
Wigan
very
boys
good,
band. These are lovely stories you should
Yeah,
all pick up on.
yeah.
100 years old, this club.
It's the only time I played on this ground when I played in the brass band for Wigan Boys Club.
But those are super stories, and you can go and see the photograph upstairs there. And I honestly think that you should do something on that, you know, to record the nostalgia of this club.
Well done, Brian.
I really
Okay,
do.
lads, anything else here? I'll find. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support all season.
Thanks, lads.
Most of it has been very good.